2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Yeah! Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the In the Crease with Tommy C. Back after a week absence.
Extensive break.
Yeah, for me anyway. I don't know. I take days off here and there when I don't feel like being there. And I think I wanted to come back with talking one of my... I don't even know if he's my favorite player. He left a bad taste in my mouth when he left the Rangers. I think he dipped out on purpose after he clearly lost the game. The great Jaromir Jagr, who's certainly a legend. And I think I'm going to throw the ball to Jack first. First of all, wish Jagr a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr. And where do you put him on greatest of all time? As far as...
I hate it when people like for me to rank, when I rank the best players of all time, I think I have to have seen them play. Like Bobby Orr was great, but I never saw him play. So what the hell do I know? So, but by saying that, I would say Gretzky, Lemieux, and then Jaromir Jagr. I got to see him play. Hopefully you can see that. Pittsburgh Penguins, 1998.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. Oh, pretty cool.
Adam Graves in the background too.
Oh no,
I've seen him play a few times. He's a fun player to watch. He's just absolutely incredible.
It's funny. And even though he has a little spring in his step, or the spring in his step is gone, he's not going to pull that. I don't know that. I don't even call it was an embarrassment against those Chicago defensemen in 1992. It was art, the way he went through that defense and finished with a backhand. Quite possibly is one of the greatest goals of all time. He's still ridiculously smart. He's still a legit star. He wasn't put in the All-Star game because, he was just going on legend alone. He's still an extremely effective player. I don't know. What do you think? There's been no time in Jeff's life where Jaromir Jagr hasn't been in the NHL. How do you feel? Where do you rank him?
Pretty much just like Jack said, I pretty much have to see the guys play to rank them. I kind of in the same boat. I mean, Gretzky, Lemieux, or you could switch those two up, and then you got Jagr.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jagr's so high because he's been around forever.
I think you got to be. I don't think it's just because he was a dominant force in the 90s.
Yeah,
he was. I don't think you can just say it's like some guy hung around forever. I think he was.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What were you saying, genius?
Well, if I'm not saying he's just the guy that stuck around, I mean that.
Oh, that's the way I took it, Jeff.
Oh well. Sorry, it's Monday.
We're off to
Malay
a good start.
Monday. I gotta start putting that hashtag Malay Monday. Hashtag Malay Monday. Jack Malay Hockey Show invades the Shot from the Point YouTube channel.
The invasion angle.
The thing that always got me about Jagr is I could never quite put my finger on him. Is he a prima donna? Is he arrogant? Was he a leader? Is he self-centered? Is he a perfectionist? I can never put my finger on quite what kind of Jaromir Jagr was. There's parts of his career that I have problems with. The rumors that he was purposely tanking on the Capitals to get traded, that put a bad taste in my mouth. It also put a bad taste in my mouth the way he left the Rangers and left to the KHL. I just got the feeling that he was running away, but he did great things for the Rangers. I could never put my finger on it, but whatever downside of Jagr's personality, he's become something somewhat different. Do you think, Jack, that we've seen him say things like, my favorite player growing up was Jaromir Jagr, which is ironic, and his statements saying that he's going to play till he's 50 and being quite serious, saying that he's better now than he was 15 years. Do you think that type of unrealistic way of looking at things is the reason that he's around so long and so effective at his age.
Yeah, I was thinking this is kind of the same thing like you said. I remember his last couple days, or in Pittsburgh, and the Washington Capital years too. Like everyone looked at him as just this whiny little rich kid who just never got his way, and it was always someone else's fault. But then when he came back from the KHL, I feel like he was just a completely different player. Like he was he was very, very friendly all the time with the media, and he was, he worked late, stayed hard, or stayed whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
It's Monday.
But I don't think it's unreal. He's leading the team in scoring right now, and if he's 44, but whatever. I mean, if you're still putting up the points, who's to say you can't play another 2 or 3?
I just think that because he does seem like a different person. He thinks it seems like more of a job to him, but I think he appreciates it more. Obviously, I mean, you look at those old highlight videos. There isn't one player in the league that played with him, and the last one left.
Maybe it's like Patrick Kane. We didn't know about a rape case made against him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The broad that broad in the Czech Republic tried to screw him, and he didn't even care.
Didn't even care, like a boss.
I don't care. I don't know. Like, where did she think she was in America? That might work in the States as a celebrity, but in Europe, nobody cares if you're sleeping with women. It's in fact it's quite encouraged. Unlike the prude states. No, I just I never could put my finger on him. He certainly is a legend. He's probably top 10 all time, even without his stats. He is quite possibly maybe the most exciting player I've ever seen in his prime. But I often wonder he's such a perfectionist, and he's always worked very hard, even though when he was criticized for being a crybaby, he's always worked quite hard. The thing that gets me is I wonder if what comes off to me as being a little bit of a nose in the air. I wonder if that focus is what's kept him in the league so long, because quite possibly when it's all said and done, his greatest accomplishment in hockey history would be playing to 45. One of them would be playing 45, 46, which at this point, maybe when he's on the Philadelphia Flyers in 2012, I fully expect him to be in uniform next year, and it wouldn't shock me at all, barring some kind of tragedy, that he would be playing in the 2018-19 season. Is that so unrealistic?
No, I don't think so at all. And
the way he's...
Yeah, it seems that way to me. Really good. He's a conundrum. Yeah, I'll take your calls.
Now
Sure.
Nobody's going to call.
Yeah, all right. Somebody's asking calls. All right.
Yeah, but if you're still putting up, how many points does he have this year? What is it?
He's got 40 and 53 games.
He's got 40 points on the season.
Yeah.
44 years old. He'll gladly take that.
He said something in an interview I saw today. It was around the All-Star break, and he said that he honestly felt this way. He wasn't just him. He doesn't really bullshit. He's not a bullshitty player. He said he was better than he was 15 years ago, which seems ridiculous. But I don't think he was talking about the fact that he can't undress defensemen like he used to.
Right.
But he's definitely smart. He's a lot smarter. He knows where to be. He also knows how to feed other players. And maybe that's his version of better. He may be better, but what he did say is he kind of alluded to when in his day, not everybody worked out. Not everybody worked as hard as he did. And now it's like the minimum standard to work as hard as Jaromir Jagr did when he was 20. That means hitting the gym, eating right, and taking care of yourself and being focused in that one area. And he says most guys are like that. And it's just, I guess, increases in technology or health technology. Hashtag, what's that steroid company you work for, Jeff?
Steroid.
I mean, the company
Advocare, used by Jamie Benn.
Jamie Benn, who is not pissed hot yet. So check out in the description box below, and Jeff will help you get ripped.
Get ripped.
He's always been a bit of a conundrum. 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660, or shot from the point, one word. I want to get into this, probably what I should have let off with, but I just didn't want to, because I wanted to talk about Jaromir Jagr. One of my favorite players, but I have problems with him here and there. but most of them are like from 10 years ago. Steve Yzerman announcing that Steve Stamkos will not be traded this season. And my first thoughts were that shout out to Bray Bobs for bringing this to my attention before it really got circulated. My first reaction to it was Steve Yzerman lost his goddamn mind, and because it looks like his behavior is so much. It's clear to me that I don't think Steve Stamkos will be a member of the Bolts. I don't think he wants to be there. I don't think under any circumstances he'll be there. And I really wondered what Yzerman was thinking as far as, but then it turns out that he has a no movement clause. Jack, what does this mean? They have to figure out a way to deal with this guy. Does this mean that Stamkos is actively looking to screw the Lightning so they don't get any value?
I don't know if he's actively, screwing the Lightning might be a stretch. I think he's looking out for his own best interests come free agent July 1st or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to me, you could rewrite the story the same way that, Stamkos has come out and said he's not going to be traded because if he doesn't want to leave Tampa this year, he's not going to. The ball's totally in his court, which is stupid in my opinion. If you ever give a player a no trade clause, you're just hurting yourself. And look what's going to happen. The Lightning could lose him, Steve Stamkos, a former 60-goal scorer, and get absolutely nothing in return. That's a freaking shame.
But is Yzerman saying this because he can't trade them, or is Yzerman saying I'm going to sign him? You watch.
I don't know.
And he's unrestricted.
Really only be one of the two.
Yeah, it seems crazy.
I look at someone like Yzerman, and I'm like, well, he's a Hall of Famer. He's not going to come out and he's not trying to save face or anything.
I don't know.
Maybe this is more of a media.
Back
tactic.
up a second, Jack. You said he's not trying to save face. He did it with Morton St. Louis. If you remember, he's acted strange before in front of the media when he's kind of been caught. He's took the corporate route a few times. He's like, I don't know if it was Morton St. Louis. Left it out. So I don't, and I really, my gut feeling has been all along, I think this has something to do with Morton St. Louis. I think that there's some kind of anger between Steve, and for him to come out and announce that he is not moving Steve Stamkos, there's only two reasons for that. He's fooling himself, or he's been told by Steve himself, you're not moving me. Forget it. I'm going to be an unrestricted free agent, and maybe, just maybe, I'll hear what you have to say. But you got to think, if that is the case, he's not going to listen to the Lightning. He wants out of there. By the way, we've been reporting this from the beginning, and I've been getting shit on the comments for it. I told you, he's going. He's gone.
Yeah. Talk about this way before the season even started.
Yeah. He's gone.
Yeah, I have serious doubts at this point too, because we all know what he wants, an 8-year deal. He wants at least $10.5 million a year, the same as Kane and Taves, or 10 to 11, I would say.
The Tarasenko's making.
Yeah. So we know what the deal's going to be, and it's just a matter if the Lightning want to give it to him or not. Which at this point it sounds like they don't.
No, it doesn't. Let's take a phone call. Mike in Los Angeles, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Hey, how are you?
You tell me.
How's father life?
I don't know. I got 2 of them. It's been that way for 8 years. I don't think about it too much. I do change diapers. I'm getting my technique back. I'm like in the pits at the Indy 500 when I'm changing these damn things. I'm like, time me. Or that guy in A Christmas Story, when he's like, when the tire blows out and he runs back, and I'm like, time me.
4 minutes.
And I'm like,
4 minutes. Time.
Yeah. Yes. I'm into it.
Sorry I couldn't call in yesterday. I had to spend quality time with the wife.
Yeah, it's like quality time. But now you got to talk about hockey because it's a hockey show. The only way we can go other places is if I decide to ask you.
What do you think the Kings are going to end up doing for trades at the end of this year?
I'll pass that to Jack because he's the Kings guy.
I don't know at this point. I mean, Dean Lombardi's always got something up his sleeve, but I would have said nothing like a week ago. But then with Marian Gaborik getting hurt, maybe they'll look to make a small move. But dude, I like their lineup like exactly the way it is at this point. They got all their centers, they got the wings, they got balance, they got 3 lines, and they got the best defenseman in the game.
What are you saying no for? Nope. What do you mean?
Oh, I was talking to someone else outside the phone.
Wait, it
Sorry.
sounds like you're talking to us. What else? What other conversation you got going on?
Sorry. about that. Sorry about
I've been wrong before.
that. Yeah.
So, what do you think of that?
I think he's right.
I think they made their moves this summer.
Yeah,
I think they're going forward with what they have, and what they have seems to be a lot. It does coincide. I thought I remember Dr. Deke saying not being happy with Milan Lucic. Were you happy with Lucic, Jack?
Yeah, I was very happy with Lucic coming to LA.
Yeah, I thought it might maybe change the tone, the type of workhorse that he is, and I don't think it's much of a coincidence. The Kings got more dangerous when Milan got in the swing of things. I think that's fair to say. Is that fair to say, Jack?
Yeah, it took him a couple games to figure out the team and everything, but he's a monster out there. I love the Kings' first line now with Kopitar, Dustin Brown, and Milan Lucic. When they get the puck in the other team's zone, I mean, just forget about it. They'll just cycle it all day long because they're so big.
Line.
Yeah,
It's
they can hold on the
impossible
puck.
to get it off of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that first line the other night against New Jersey, they had a lot of great chances, but kept pulling off the post and crossbars.
You ran into the best coach in the league, John Haynes.
Yeah.
He's
Satan.
good. He's got those Devils
your
playing.
team.
Oh man, they're horrible to watch. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm a
they
kid
are,
again.
yeah.
They were sort of exciting about 5 years ago when they had Zach Parise.
Right.
They were sort of exciting. They are boring as fuck. They've always been boring. They always will be
Got a
boring.
good shootout video out of him.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I should goof.
What do
on
you
them
think
more.
about Mike Yeo being fired?
What are you gonna do? The guy they said last year, I forget who called me yesterday, said we won't fire him until we got him a goalie. Well, they got him a goalie. Actually, I blame Parise. I blame
We talked about it
the
yesterday.
offense. Well, he
We
wasn't.
talked about it. Yeah, we
he
talked
was-
about it yesterday. They're in the bottom third of goals scored. They're in the bottom third of both special teams.
Bottom line, the stars aren't producing, and apparently the role players either aren't or they're just not that damn
Koivu has
good.
the most points with 34.
They should be competing with the top teams.
Yeah,
That's a
they should.
stacked team.
Exactly.
So the coach has to
Next
go.
part about it.
I remember the days with Josh Harding. They were great.
Well, you got to. The big guys have to produce. It's bottom line,
Yeah.
Mike. Bottom line, brother. All right, I'm gonna take some other calls. I'm getting some other calls.
All right, see ya.
See you, all right, brother. Mike, saving lives out in Los Angeles every day. Can you imagine what it's like doing that fucking job?
All right, especially
work.
in LA.
God, no. I couldn't deal with it. Pittsburgh, boy, you're on the air.
Hey, what's good?
You know what's good? Watching your little Sidney Crosby get hot and the Rangers just taking them apart. That's what's good. But what's on your mind?
Nothing really. It's just I just want to ask you, you think Sidney Crosby's going to start getting back into his old self with just going off on teams and shit?
Possible. Lately, he's playing well. Sid's scary when he's playing well. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. No one's ever doubted his skill.
No
They
one.
just don't like
Right.
his
attitude.
prima donna attitude sometimes.
Leadership.
I don't know what Sid's problem is. Never did. Never
Because
understood.
He got the C when he was 20.
There you go. I was reading about Eric Lindros today, strangely enough. He's like starting a family now. He's only like 3 or 4 years older than me. He's like starting a family now, and he apparently made good investments, which surprises the ever-living shit out of me because he always struck me as being dumb as rock salt. He's living in the nicest part of Canada. He's got $50 million. I don't know. I think that was the problem with Eric, and I think that was the problem with Sid, and they kind of expected it to come to him. In Sid's case, it did, at least once. And but I got to be honest with you, I don't think the Flyers were ever as good at any time as the Pittsburgh Penguins were. Take the last fucking 7 rosters that they've had, as good as the Flyers were, and they've only won 1 cup, and I think that says a lot about Sid. I mean, he was supposed to win a shit ton. I don't even think Pittsburgh's like an NHL upper management favorite anymore. Like, remember whenever the Penguins used to lose, like, they'd always show, like, cartoons of Gary Bettman going, now, they talk about Kane. They talk about Oldie now. Those seem to be, and Connor McDavid. It's kind of stealing the spotlight a little late from Sid. Maybe that'll change him. He's moving into his 30s now. I think that's going to be an attitude adjustment. But when Sid's clicking, and those guys around, I mean, Chris Konitz, he's a freaking good hockey player. Malkin's probably going to end up being a legend. Phil Kessel, he's streaky, but when he's on, oh boy.
Yeah.
He's good when they restock the
cooler. I don't think he eats too much. I think that's a big BS. Anything else, Pittsburgh boy?
Also, one thing I've never mentioned, I am really liking this Carl Hagelin pickup from a couple weeks ago.
Good luck. He's a great player. He's really speedy, and he can make an impact on your team. I kind of miss him, but we couldn't keep him because of money. Enjoy him. He's a good guy, too. He's a real good guy. I like Carl. I don't think ever heard a bad thing about him, which is probably the less you hear, the better off you'll be as far as these players. But, I think that could have a big impact for you guys.
And the one thing I think the Penguins have a problem with is they don't have any tough guys on their team. They don't have any enforcers or anything.
Could be. Well, I don't know. Enforcers thing of the past.
You got Letang. He's got all the heart in the world, but
he can't do that anymore. He's gotten too old. Poor bastard. Poor Chris Letang.
Pascal Dupuis, who has to retire because of blood clots.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. But maybe. You know what I found funny? When they switched on to NHL, I'm glad you brought that up, Pittsburgh boy. When I got this little video to watch when I first, because I'm a Game Center guy, I have all the games, and I saw a video about the last half of the season. A video the NHL a montage the NHL put together, right? Guess what they had scenes of in this montage? Fighting. Shocked the shit out of me because you don't normally see that coming from the NHL. It's usually hockeyfights.com. Little job, or their YouTube channel. I found it fascinating. I wonder if it has something to do with John Scott. I have watched since my son was born 53 hockey games in their completion because the NHL TV app works a lot better on my television. I can watch them all in HD, and I just pop, and I go back and forth, and I listen to everybody's halftime show. All right, I've seen a lot of fights. I wonder, you saw the thing what happened in New York yesterday. It was real chippy between the Bolts and St. Louis last night.
Bobby Fabry dropped the gloves last night.
You see, I really like to see some stats of the last, since the All-Star break. I'm really wondering. Fabry drops him, and then he gets a breakaway goal.
Yeah,
I'm really wondering.
Gordie Howe hat trick.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. I'll run this way. Maybe the enforcer is gone, but that might not mean fighting's gone. We might see guys, we've mentioned this before, like Wayne Simmons, Milan Lucic, that can play a little. In which case, it's almost, you could have a fighting explosion. It would be almost like pre-70s NHL, where you had to fight. You ever think of that? Maybe by getting rid of the enforcer, you might be putting more pressure on other players besides the tip-top stars to fight. What do you think of that, Jeff?
I'm all for it. Like you just said, since the All-Star break happened, I've been seeing a lot more fights in any of the games that I've been watching.
I really wonder if
it seems like it anyway.
What, you think that's something to do with John Scott? I mean, maybe that he's changing the conventional whistle?
It definitely could be.
I mean, they all wrap onto analytics just because there was a baseball movie made. Maybe they're just stupid enough to believe because of the whole John Scott situation that now we need enforcers or now we need fighting. I think people are that dumb. I think hockey teams are that trendy. I saw it happen to the Devils in '95. They won the cup. Everybody was a trap team. It is a copycat league. It's always been that way for a long time. And there's nobody on Pittsburgh that can handle themselves except Letang. And he can't be fighting. He's too important in other areas. How do you like my theory, Jack?
I like it, man. Sounds good to me. Yeah, Letang shouldn't be fighting. That guy's head is just probably like mashed potatoes
mush.
At this point.
It's mush.
Yeah, that's with Malkin out too.
The H1Z1's going Oh, I can't talk about that now. Thanks, Moot. I'll get back to you. All right, Pittsburgh boy. Really good call, brother. Talk to you later. You're a good man. Good luck to your Penguins, except when they're playing me.
Matt Kazar with breaking news.
What do you
Tampa
got?
confirmed that Stamkos won't get traded.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, right on top of things.
Fucking job. That's why I have that kid. Because he's on top of shit. Jesus. Weren't we talking about that in the chat, Jeff? Let's just say we were, because it embarrassed.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's.
People could skip ahead.
I got audio of Matt in class right now in school. Here it is.
God.
Something like this.
Just some English pig with no brain.
Yeah, that's all the kids talking about him. So let's take Roy, because he's always funny. Roy in Florida. What? Your Bruins lost me money last night.
Oh,
I bet on overtime. Yeah.
Fucking telling me, and now this afternoon they come and lose to the Islanders 4-1. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? That was a wild. That was anybody's game. It was a wild one. I don't know.
Anybody's game.
I don't know. You guys are still hanging in there.
What about Bergeron fighting and taking a couple days off after?
Yeah. Oh, he's another one shouldn't be fighting. That's a good point. We didn't bring that up. Have you noticed a lot more fights lately? Is it just me? Am I crazy? I mean, we had barely any in the beginning of the season.
I watch it with my son, and I always got to think of something to move away from the TV.
Yeah. So, what is that? What do you mean? Have you seen more fighting?
Yeah, there's fighting, and when I'm watching my son, I don't want him to just see fight. I don't want him to see the fighting, you know.
Well, I do. Well, why? I'll let my son watch it. Why not? That's an interesting topic. Why don't you want your kid to see the fighting?
I don't want him to be fighting. I want him to have skill.
What if he does both? Knock your teeth out, and then dangle through two defensemen. That's what I want my kid to do. My kid's gonna kick your kid's ass. You know that? Okay. What are you doing over there? Fighting's good. It's good for the game. It's good for kids. I swear to God. You heard it. It's good for kids. That's right. Stand for something. That's what it means. Just tell them what I tell my daughter. They do it for a living. You know, they're like boxers. Do you tell the kid to leave the room when there's a boxing match on? Roy?
No, we don't watch much. We don't watch much boxing.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to raise your children, but
right.
I won't tell you. But I'm going to tell you right now, my kid would whip your kid's ass. You think?
Your kid is too small, man.
I got another one. I got an 8-year-old too. How old's your kid?
7 and 5.
I got an 8-year-old. I bet my kid could take both a 7 and a 5-year-old at the same time.
The 5-year-old's almost stronger than the 7-year-old, dude.
Really?
So you got to watch out. Yeah.
All right. I taught my daughter to kick guys in the balls, so he better watch out. How about that?
Fighting dirty.
I taught her some New Jersey Irish kung fu. That's what I taught her. All right, Roy. Thanks for the call, brother. I want to go watch the other game.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Can you, Jack, can you hear me? Can you figure out another way to call your show? I don't have Skype, man. I'm sorry. I got a Google computer. It doesn't do Skype. Can you call the show some other way?
Ooh.
You know what? I'll try and look into that. I'll figure something out. I'll talk to Tommy here. He's more techie than me.
Yeah.
The Hangout would be great.
You can do the Hangout. It's free. It sounds like shit. I'm a perfectionist. I drive everybody batshit crazy. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did I drive you crazy too?
No.
I love you, but my kid would kick your ass. All right? Talk to you later, Roy. Bye-bye.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. Except against the Rangers. And don't go anywhere. Let's say hello to people in the chat. Joey Murray, Deception. Frank from Staten Island. Kosa 064. Haven't seen that name before. Welcome. Make sure you like, sub, and share. Nixolia Rosherix. I have no idea. That sounds like a name like a crazy name in a Dr. Seuss book. Joey and I don't know. And Michael in LA. I know. Well, Nixon Bumkata. That's one of your guys, Jack. Are they all fighting in there or something? Terry the Snow Queen. Welcome aboard. I hope you guys dig what we're doing. And
the fighting usually goes on in one of Dave's chats.
Yeah, that's probably true. Oh, I got to take a new picture. Yeah, do they all fight with each other in Dave's thing?
Yeah, well, there's a couple trolls in there.
That's funny.
Just try to get people riled up, and it's hilarious.
But is one of them Black Mamba by any chance?
No, he's I haven't seen him a lot lately, but he'll drop in from time to time. No, do you know the guy? His name's Fake Ass Twat.
Well,
at least great.
At least you know what you're getting.
Names I've heard, by the way.
At least you know what you're getting. Who would have thought that guy would have been a dick? Yeah. Fake ass. He's probably some 12-year-old British kid. I know. Complete jerk. All right. What else we got? Let's cover a few more things. Since we took
that's
some
right.
phone
It usually involves Pittsburgh boy.
Yeah. So a few more things. Evander Kane sleeps in and he's punished.
Nope. We'll be hearing a report in the next day or two of his stuff getting thrown in the shower.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
That kind of got sent him. That's why it didn't work out. And
I wouldn't want to show up to anything in Buffalo either. So
someone get that kid out of the hotel and tell him to go buy a fucking house. He can afford it. That's why he got in trouble with that broad. He's running around drinking and chasing women.
Push-ups with stacks of money on his back.
Which, I don't know. Yeah. I think that stuff's cool. I like when players do stuff like that.
This whole thing was ridiculous. Like, he called his coach the night before, according to the report that I read.
Yeah.
He called him last night and said, well, I'm not coming into practice tomorrow.
He's too fucked up.
Like, totally, it wasn't like earlier in the year when Ovechkin, he overslept. It was a mistake. He made it into practice.
I ain't
he was
coming
just
in.
late. Yeah. But this whole thing was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not
I'm
going.
trashed.
Yeah.
I'm fucking trashed. Oh, that's so funny. That's hysterical. All right. Do you guys get anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to do headlines and split.
That's about all I got.
That's what you got. Anything, Jack, you want to talk about?
No. Good, man.
All right, let's do headlines.
Slow night.
Let's do headlines, get the hell out of here so we watch the next game. Another game coming on. Real soon. Los Angeles Kings, a little information. Kings place Gabrick, lower body injury on injured reserve. Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Michael Delzato out indefinitely, having some kind of wrist problem. Saturday game against the Devils. The Carolina Hurricanes celebrated their 2006, Jesus, I'm getting old, Stanley Cup championship. 10 years since that happened.
That about 4 people saw.
Yeah, I know. Caniacs. Ron Francis. Was he on that team? I think he was. He was like the old man. Rod Brindamore, too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The Blues traded Doug Waite that year.
Yeah, we had Doug Waite, too, for a while. Actually, I think he was a prospect of ours. And he went over there. Doug Waite won a cup with them?
The Hurricanes, yeah.
Yeah, in 06, yeah.
Oh, no shit. Oh, good. Because he could have been a part of the 94 team. But things worked out for him 12 years later. Not a bad player. Never really quite lived up to really what I expected him.
It really came up with the Oilers.
Yeah.
Team here.
That's
after
true.
The first strike, then after the first strike off, the Blues died. They got rid of everybody.
You're this. You really are. The Blues are the perfect team for you. You know that? Because Jeff always has the Blues.
Yep.
He's Blues. Last night in the National Hockey League, Jack Eichel scores a beauty. Go look it up. Buffalo takes Colorado 4-1. 4-1. Keith Kincaid gets a big start versus the Devils. And Jack Malay's Los Angeles Kings, he pitches a 28-save shutout. 28-save shutout. They stopped you guys, Jack.
That was a boring game, man. It was tough to watch.
Hey, welcome to New Jersey. We love our boring. And a boring goalie and boring forwards. And if they're halfway interesting people, they get rid of them. Like, who was interesting on New Jersey? Brendan Shanahan, out as soon as he needed a contract. Gone.
No.
St. Louis, Detroit, Stanley Cups, legendary status, Hall of Fame. Not New Jersey. But they figured out a way to win. I'm telling you right now, John, that penis with wings, that's what he looks like to me. John Haynes, he does, looks like a big dick. And I'm saying he's a big dick, he just looks like a big dick. And I'm not saying he's, not the literal dick, the pervert, I don't know what the fuck
We get what you're saying. It's Monday.
It's Mondays.
It's Monday. It's Monday. Insane game between the Bruins and the Red Wings. Datsuk pops 2, as well as Zetterberg. But that's who gets point number 900, 901, and 902. And from the German side of things, my favorite player on the Boston Bruins, Dennis Seidenberg, scored his first goal in 100 games. He had a great game, Dennis Seidenberg. You would say that he wouldn't because the game was 6-5. But Seidenberg really had a fantastic game, blocked a lot of shots. I love Dennis Seidenberg. I think he's one of the most underrated defensemen in the entire league. And he's German. Leben in Schwarzwald, ja? Ja. Dennis Seidenberg leben in Schwarzwald.
9.
No, he's from the Black Forest. Schwarzwald. Robbie Fabry, he throws down and gets a breakaway goal. Kings, Jesus, it's Monday. Blues beat the Bolts 2-1. Good game.
Stamkos non-existent.
And in a brawl fest right off the drop of the puck, McElrath, Simmons, and then Tanner Glass, and I can't remember the other guy. Too bad Pat's not here. They get the McDonough revenge situation straightened out real quick, but it doesn't matter. It sets the tone. Rangers take the Flyers 3-1. 3-1. Tonight in the National Hockey League, actually one game already played. Islanders take the Detroit Red Wings 4-1, and starting up right now, the Anaheim Ducks, they're in Calgary to take on the Flames. On President's Day, why would you have a home game in Calgary? Like, I don't know. Wouldn't you have the Senators, Capitals? That'd kind of be cool, right?
Yeah.
That'd be too easy.
Yeah. 7:30 Eastern Standard. Yeah, makes too much sense. Wouldn't you have a bunch? They do suck. They can't sell this game. Everybody's home. Why isn't Boston playing Montreal? Why aren't the Rangers playing the Islanders or the Devils? Why isn't St. Louis playing the Detroit in a matinee game? Who the fuck runs this place?
We're not playing Detroit because they made the smart decision to move Detroit to the
Oh, that's right. Or Chicago, wherever you guys are in the conference with. Or something. God, you can't figure out something? It's matinee games.
Speaking of Blues in Chicago, that might be the Winter Classic next year.
Yeah, could be. I think the Winter
Strong
Classic.
Possibility that'll be happening.
Isn't there a Winter Classic this weekend or an outdoor game this
Stadium
weekend?
Series,
Stadium,
yeah. Wild and Blackhawks.
I don't know how I'm going to cover
I
that.
think it's at Target. Was it at Target Field?
Target Field. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Dallas Stars there in Nashville to take on the Preds. 8:30 Toronto, then Chicago to get there. Whooping. I don't care how good they played against Vancouver. They're going to get their ass kicked. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard, the fledgling Montreal Canadiens there in Arizona take on Yotes. Late night game, yo-less Minnesota North Stars. Yeah, that's right, I said North Stars. I think Zach Zabinski, he had to resub me. I guess he was angry at something I said about Minnesota. I just saw him pop on the radar again. Thought you were a big fan. I've been talking about your dumb team. I'm always getting yelled at because I'm not talking about the right team. I don't even talk about my own team. It's my channel, my bandwidth. People yell at me and tell me to do stuff. I don't want to do it. Minnesota there in Vancouver to take on the Knuckleheads. Thank you very much, Jack Malay, for being here.
No problem.
Lame Monday, always the best, always interesting. Mr. Jeff the Huff Huffman, if you're going to check out Jeff the Huff Huffman, check his dab video at Super Grand Slam 87. It's on the cover of the Shot from the Point hockey channel. If you want to check out Jack Malay and all the great stuff that he does, a fantastic podcast, an invisible imaginary friend with a similar name to mine. Maybe it is me.
He's back there.
He's back there. He's doing
People
stuff.
think I'm crazy, but whatever.
Fantastic. You have a great voice for that. You know that?
Yeah.
I do. I kind of like listening. When you have that nice microphone on, it sounds good.
Do what you can.
Well, be pissed off Greg Wyshynski so you can never expect a career in
Did
hockey.
something right.
You're going nowhere.
Yeah.
Just like me.
This is it.
You're going to get de-verified on Twitter like Milo Yiannopoulos. I think your shit's good. I don't care what Jeff says privately to me about Jack. No,
I believe it.
Ah, do you? Yeah, well, you know what he says to me? He goes, "Hey, get out of my green!" Ah!